Good evening. Tonight, the United States is confronting two very different but equally sobering reminders of nature's power. One unfolding across the Northeast under the weight of a powerful winter blizzard. The other off the coast of Southern California, where a sudden earthquake rattled communities near Catalina Island. From paralyzed city streets to shaking ground beneath the Pacific, this is a day that underscores how quickly normal life can be disrupted. Like this video and subscribe to the channel for continued coverage of major weather and seismic events affecting millions of Americans. This is not just a story about snow or tremors, it is a story about preparedness, resilience, and the growing reality that extreme weather and geological activity can strike with little warning, sometimes simultaneously, thousands of miles apart. The most immediate impact tonight is being felt across the Northeast, where a powerful blizzard has brought transportation to a near standstill and forced major cities to shut down critical systems. Snowfall intensified rapidly, driven by strong winds and plunging temperatures, creating whiteout conditions across large portions of the region. New York City, the nation's largest metropolitan area, took the rare step of shutting down key traffic routes as snowfall overwhelmed roads and visibility dropped to dangerous levels. Authorities urged residents to stay off the streets entirely, warning that emergency crews needed clear access to respond to stranded motorists, medical calls, and infrastructure issues. Public transit services were scaled back, flights were canceled, and thousands of commuters found themselves abruptly confined indoors. This storm is not simply about accumulation, it is about force. Gusting winds whipped snow into blinding sheets, making plowing operations difficult and reducing visibility to near zero at times. In some areas, snow piled up faster than it could be cleared, leaving highways impassable and secondary roads buried. Officials described the conditions as among the most disruptive winter events in recent years. Schools across the Northeast closed preemptively, businesses shifted to remote operations where possible, and hospitals activated emergency staffing protocols. Utility crews were placed on standby as heavy snow and ice threatened power lines, raising the risk of outages in already frigid temperatures. For many residents, this storm has meant isolation, unable to travel, unable to resupply, and reliant on emergency services if conditions worsen. Meteorologists emphasized that the danger extends beyond the snowfall itself. Wind chill values dropped to dangerously low levels, increasing the risk of frostbite and hypothermia for anyone caught outdoors for extended periods. Emergency officials warned that even short exposure could be life-threatening, particularly for vulnerable populations. As the storm system continues to move through the region, authorities have urged residents to remain patient and cautious. Like this video if you've ever experienced a winter storm that brought daily life to a complete halt. While the Northeast battled snow and ice, a very different kind of natural event unfolded on the opposite coast. Early today, a magnitude 3.5 earthquake was recorded off the coast near Catalina Island in Southern California. Though relatively modest in strength, the quake was widely felt in coastal communities, including parts of Los Angeles County, startling residents and briefly disrupting normal routines. The shaking was described as sharp and sudden, enough to rattle windows, sway hanging objects, and prompt a wave of social media reports from residents who felt the tremor. For many, the experience was brief but unsettling, a reminder that Southern California sits atop an active seismic region where even small quakes can raise concern. According to seismologists, the earthquake originated offshore, reducing the likelihood of significant damage on land. No injuries or major structural damage were immediately reported, and there was no tsunami threat associated with the event. Still, emergency management officials monitored the situation closely, as aftershocks can sometimes follow even moderate quakes. Earthquakes of this size are not uncommon in Southern California, but each one serves as a test of infrastructure, emergency communication systems, and public readiness. Residents are routinely advised to review safety protocols, secure heavy furniture, and ensure emergency kits are accessible, even when quakes are relatively small. Share your thoughts in the comments. Did you feel today's earthquake, or have you experienced one like it before? Taken together, these two events highlight a broader reality facing the United States. From increasingly intense winter storms to persistent seismic risks, communities are being asked to adapt to a wide range of natural hazards. While blizzards and earthquakes are not new phenomena, their impacts are magnified in densely populated areas where infrastructure, transportation, and emergency response systems are under constant strain. In the Northeast, officials are already looking ahead to recovery, clearing roads, restoring transit, and assessing economic losses tied to business closures and travel disruptions. Each major storm carries a ripple effect, from delayed supply chains to lost wages, particularly for hourly workers and small businesses. In California, the focus remains on preparedness rather than recovery. Earthquakes cannot be predicted with precision, and even minor tremors serve as reminders of the importance of readiness. Emergency officials encourage residents to treat every quake as a drill, a moment to reassess plans and ensure households know what to do when stronger shaking occurs. There is also a human element to these stories that often goes unseen. In blizzard conditions, emergency responders work long hours in hazardous environments to reach those in need. During earthquakes, first responders stand ready for scenarios that may never materialize, but must always be anticipated. These events test not just infrastructure, but the people who maintain it. Subscribe to the channel for ongoing updates as these situations continue to evolve. As climate patterns shift and urban populations grow, experts warn that the impact of extreme events, whether meteorological or geological, will increasingly intersect with daily life. Cities must balance safety with continuity, deciding when to shut down systems and when to push through adversity. Residents, meanwhile, must navigate uncertainty, relying on accurate information and timely communication. Tonight's blizzard and earthquake are reminders that while technology has advanced, nature still operates on its own terms. Preparation, cooperation, and awareness remain the most effective tools for reducing harm and responding effectively. In the hours ahead, forecasters will continue tracking the storm's movement through the Northeast, while seismologists will monitor activity off the California coast for any aftershocks. Officials urge the public to stay informed through official channels and to avoid unnecessary risks. In closing tonight, America finds itself navigating two extremes at once, buried under snow in the east and shaken awake in the west. Different hazards, different responses, but the same underlying lesson. Resilience matters, preparedness saves lives, and awareness can make the difference when nature asserts